What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Shomot. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, leave your comments, man. It's been a few days. I've been a little bit out of it for the last few days. Last week was a long ass weekend, long week coming into it. And honestly, I got sick, uh, wore myself out. I was in New York on Wednesday for a day, up and back, didn't sleep very much. My trip back on the plane, guy next to me is coughing literally the entire flight. I wanted to strangle this dude. Like, put on a damn mask if you're going to be coughing your ass off for a 2.5 hour flight. And yet now, of course, I figured I'd probably be sick within a day or two. And lo and behold, by Friday, I was coughing up some stuff. And it's now Sunday or early Monday morning as I'm recording this, and you can hear it in my voice, obviously. But yeah, this was not a fun week, but so that's why I haven't had any videos. Honestly, I needed to go a few days off. On top of that, I've produced a couple videos, but nothing major. I haven't done anything hurricane related other than I think one video, because the Notre Dame fans are still crying about everything, so it got a little tiresome. That said, we are in game week, man. It's Texas A&M. Texas A&M's on Saturday, 12 noon. We will be live, sitting right back here. So please be sure to jump on board and join us, because we're going to go to Texas A&M and we're going to put the belt to ass on Texas A&M. Now, before we jump in on the video, please do be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And let me give a shout out to my sponsor here, Natalie Lopez, attorney at law. When life hits hard, the law firm of Natalie Lopez hits back harder. Practicing in criminal defense and family law. She is based out of Fort Lauderdale, covers the state of Florida. Give her a call today, 954-888-8833. That's 954-888-8833. You can reach her on Instagram at nat.guilty. That's nat.guilty. She will fight for you. Appreciate you, Natalie, as always. Let's jump in on this video here. And this video is about a quarterback comparison, because I've been hearing all kinds of stuff about how, I'm gonna be real. The crybaby shit I get to read on Facebook, because I'm in a number of Facebook groups, and it gets a little frustrating because I see all kinds of commentary from people that I'm convinced at this point don't know dick about football. And that is the one thing that really does frustrate me a little bit about Hurricanes, some Hurricanes fans. And it's obviously just some Hurricanes fans, not all, because not everybody does this. But I think we really gotta pay attention to something, and really, you know, look at it a little bit more closely, because quite frankly, every time I read something from a Hurricane fan where they're criticizing or crying about Carson Beck, I just sit here and I'm like, bro, did you watch this team play this year? Like, did you actually watch them? Better yet, did you watch anybody else play? So whether it's did you watch Miami play or did you watch anybody else play, I have these questions for people because I don't know what people do. They get on podiums, they get in these damn groups, and I'm gonna give you an example of one. And this is what I want to bring up because I'm gonna do a short on this as well. This is from an official Miami Hurricanes football. It's unofficial. It's a Facebook group, but this is the type of commentary that you get in these groups. And I'm sitting here like, bro, are you just that flipping miserable? We made the Miami Hurricanes. We made the playoffs. Okay, that was very number one. We made the playoffs. Now we're playing Texas A&M. If you've been watching Texas A&M this year, and I'm sure you have not, because most people who watch football or watch their team don't typically watch other teams all that often. They may watch occasional. They may watch an 8 o'clock game on a Saturday. They may watch some. But are you watching the everyday Texas A&M football game? And I'm sure as heck the answer is no. But myself, from a perspective of having to actually be able to speak educatedly about teams, I actually have to watch other teams play. So when I give my opinions, I'm giving my opinions based on what I've seen nationally. So this is a comment from a Hurricane fan, and this is going into this video. Not to sound negative, but Carson Beck scares the hell out of me. That's the first line. Not to sound negative. Well, that's very negative. In our 2 losses, he had 6 interceptions. By the way, I got into a debate with this guy. So, and I eventually after the second his response, I had to laugh and like let it go because when I'm listening to someone that doesn't know football, I know it and I move on because I'm not going to argue with stupid. We're not playing weak ACC teams anymore. Okay, there you go. Follow the narrative. Like you want to know why the SEC narrative exists because there's people in the ACC that actually carry that narrative on. So every team that Miami's played this year has been weak, and every team that Texas A&M has played been great. That's now what we got going on here. Texas A&M was tied for first in the D1 with 41 sacks. Okay, great. They're definitely going to bring the heat. Okay, great. He tends to get happy feet and play nervous when he's out of his comfort zone. Wow, it's like did Carson Beck do anything right this year for this guy? I just feel like if we're going to lose in the playoffs, it will be him turning the ball over and them damn penalties. Okay. We averaged 8 penalties a game this year, one of the most penalized teams in D1 ball. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give my first response to that commentary because I'm going to go into this video is really about Carson Beck and Marcel Reed, quarterback for Texas A&M. This is a comparison. The Hurricanes are, yeah, penalties wise, yeah, they have struggled. I think we all know that. That is not Carson Beck's fault. So let me start off by that. Your whole damn video was about Carson. Your whole damn post was about Carson Beck, and then you mentioned the penalties. Okay. I would tell you right now that the penalties are a much bigger concern for me than Carson Beck is. And I would say that for a number of reasons. But let's go into this. For example, most penalized penalties. 3-1 football. Okay, let's see here. This season, Miami Hurricanes are 130th in penalties. That's fucking terrible. So if your initial comment is about penalties, I'm on board with you. I am completely on board with you, my guy. Absolutely, 1000%. If your first comment is penalties, if your concern is penalties, I am 100% on board with you because penalties are the reasons that we have truly lost games. They're the reasons. The reason, I mean, you can go look. Why did we lose to SMU? Committed a dumb penalty in the fourth quarter, right? Last minute of the game. Yeah, I mean, you can sit here and argue it and say it shouldn't have been thrown. I mean, you could. I wouldn't disagree with you, but it was thrown because the penalty actually happened. It's really about the referees in that case. And if you say the referees hate Miami, fine. I'm cool with that because I watched Georgia and Alabama, and I watched a Georgia player hit Ty Simpson, and similar situation, and he hit him a lot harder, and they didn't call it. So that's what it is. But Miami Hurricanes are 130th in penalties, right? At 7.9 penalties per game. Now, you know who's the 124th in the country? Texas A&M. So you're very concerned about penalties. I can guarantee you that the opponent that Miami's playing this Saturday is just as concerned because they are a highly penalized team. In fact, if you look at the last, okay, we're only like one game, but Miami has committed a lot more penalties on the road, so that is something that you should be concerned about. That's a legitimate concern. 9.8 penalties on the road to 6.9 at home. Now Texas A&M commits 7.2 penalties at home to 8.4 on the road. Yes, penalties are a concern. You have to that should be the thing that concerns you the most. Carson Beck is not. Carson Beck is not. And that is my problem with people like this. I didn't mention the guy's name because this is just one of many examples. And the stuff that I've listened to from different people who, by game 7, wanted Carson Beck to be hung, wanted him to be nailed to a cross. Miami Hurricanes finished 10-2. It's the exact same record Miami had last year, 10-2. Miami's offense last year was better. Yes. Miami's defense last year was terrible. This year, Miami's offense is not as good, but its defense is elite. I'm going to tell you right now, if you give me an option of a team that can win a national championship, this year's team is far more equipped to win a national championship than last year's team. Because last year's team would have lost. Last year's team would have gotten beaten in some round, probably 52-45. and whether it was first or whatever, they would have lost. This team is far more equipped and far better built to win a championship. Did it have some struggles against Louisville and SMU? Absolutely. Were we all questioning the play calling at some point during the season? Absolutely. I don't think there's a person that didn't question Mark Cristobal's decisions, his timeout decisions, or Shannon Dawson's play calling decisions. Magically, the last 4 games of the season, we look like a team that completely opened it up, finally allowed our players to have a good time, and called plays that would actually produce touchdowns. You ask yourself, why didn't we run some of these plays against Louisville or SMU? I have no idea, man. But I just finished watching or rewatching because I watched the game before. I didn't watch it as closely, but this time I rewatched it very closely. And I rewatched the Texas A&M South Carolina game because I think that's the best example that you can give of Marcel Reed from one half to the next. And his first half might be the worst football he's played probably in his life. And you know what? Even in that, he had a number of drop passes in that game, and which also can lead you to make bad throws because that's what happened to Carson Beck last year at Georgia. He had guys dropping passes all the time. So when all these drop passes, you try to play a hero, and what ends up happening is you throw picks because you make bad throws, or you try to force it, or now your confidence is a little bit shaken because your players are dropping passes. Second half, they didn't drop passes. And look, South Carolina completely shit the bed second half. So on top of that, they won the game. But if South Carolina had a pulse in the second half, they'd have won the game. A pulse. Now, watch that game again. Marcel Reed, he had happy feet. He airmailed passes. He threw a pick in the end zone. He threw a pick. He threw 2 picks right before the half ended. He had multiple passes that should have been picked off in the first half alone. I mean, this game, realistically, they could have been down 50-3 at halftime. Seriously. He throws a pick in the end zone. I mean, he has a ball dropped in the end zone. He overthrows someone on another pass. I mean, it was pass after pass. He was bad. He was really bad. And he fumbled one that was returned for a touchdown. So mistake after mistake after mistake. That first half of football that Marcel Reed played was worse than any game that Carson Beck's played all year. And I mean, not even close to how bad. Because you can go look, and I'm telling you right now, the picks that were picked were horrible throws. 2 terrible throws, right? Now, there are people that are going to jump up and down talking about the Louisville game. And the Louisville game is your best argument. Now, the Louisville game, Carson Beck threw a ball deep that was intercepted by a DB that cut all the way across the field. Now, you can disagree with me all you want. I'm telling you right now, if you don't understand that was a great play by the DB for Louisville, then you don't know football. Because I was sitting at the game with a former professional football player who played defensive back. And he watched that play with me. First of all, there was pass interference on that play. Malachi Tony got tackled before the ball got there by the other DB. He had him beat by 3 yards. Could the ball have used a little bit more zip and less air? Yeah, sure. No problem. That's part of football. If that DB does not cut across, I mean, I'm talking he covered 20 yards. If he does not cut across the way he did, that ball's going to land right in Malachi Tony's hands. Or it's going to be pass interference. One of the two. For whatever reason they didn't call PI, hey, guy made a great play on the ball. I salute, I tip my cap, bro. What can I do? Hurricane fans, a lot of Hurricane fans are taking the horrible throw, horrible decision, bad throw. It wasn't a bad throw, and it was not a bad decision. I think you need to watch some of the throws that Carson Beck has made this year and look at how he can fit balls into a pinhole like this. I mean, you look at the throws that he's made for touchdown passes, perfect throws. Perfect throws. I mean, he has made throw after throw after throw after throw. I'm telling you, go back and watch. It's like you forgot. It's like you forgot that this dude made pinhole throws where only his receiver could catch it. Yeah, receivers got to make plays, bro. Receivers have to make plays. But he made throws that were just perfect. And you forgot them because you only remembered one game. Now, he threw another pick on a deep ball. And again, that was more of a jump ball type situation. Did he underthrow it a little bit? Yeah, sure. Was it a bad decision? No. It wasn't a bad decision. Was it a bad throw? He wasn't even under pressure on it. So when I read this crap about happy feet, he wasn't even under pressure when he made the throw, realistically. And That's when you need your wide receiver to help you. Knock the ball away. Knock it away. Turn into a defensive back. Like, that's your job. Like, if you don't think you can catch the ball, knock it away. You should not go up to the point with the DB right there and let him catch it. It needs to be punched out. Like, that's on you. Now, he threw another one where there was one that he threw that got called back for penalty. Again, I don't really remember it. I don't care. All I know is it was called back, so I don't really care. Now, there was another one that he threw where the left guard completely olayed the block. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll check just to be 1,000% sure. I believe in that situation. And again, you might think I'm making excuses for Carson Beck. I am not making excuses for Carson Beck. He did not play a good game overall. He threw 4 picks. Like, you can't argue that. Although he was 25 of 31 on his other throws, just so you know. He was 25-35, 4 picks. 25 of 31 on the rest of the throws. I mean, that kind of tells you, like, he wasn't horrendous. But let's see here. This pick right here, it was on 3rd down and 8, the Louisville 48. And actually, I'm sorry, it was 4th and 4. My bad. It wasn't even 3rd down. It was 4th down and 4. This is what makes it so stupid. He's getting chewed out for throwing this pick. People are like losing their minds over it. It's 4th and 4 from the Louisville 44. 4th and 4. So we're not punting there, because at that time we were down 24-13, right? We're not punting. So our left guard misses the block, completely olays the block. And what does Carson Beck got to do? He got to throw the ball up in the air. He got to throw it and hope someone can get to it. All right. So he got to go up and he got to throw it. He got to let it go. Otherwise, you're just taking a sack in midfield. Like, that was what would happen. That wasn't happy feet. That was a guy had a straight line hit on him. The left guard misses the block, and you're sitting here mad at him for throwing a pick. Okay, he can take a sack in midfield. You'd be upset with that too. What are you talking about? He had to throw the ball. That's like a punt. And you know what happened the next play? We forced a fumble, got the ball back, and a play later, we're in the end zone for a touchdown. It's still 24-21. So that 3rd pick, realistically, had no negative impact on the Hurricanes, because a play later, we're in the end zone for a touchdown, and it's 24-21. That's what happened. The last pick, yes, you can be upset. You can very well be upset. You know who you should be upset with? Mario Cristobal, Shannon Dawson. Miami, instead of playing to win the game, is playing to tie the game. You could see it by the way they ran their offense. I mean, short pass, garbage everywhere. And left Carson Beck in a position where they burned 3.5 minutes off the clock, had timeouts in the bag, and I mean, goodness gracious, let clock burn. And that last pick, clear as day, Elijah Lofton ran the wrong route on a hot read, and he wasn't in the right spot. If you don't understand football, just say you don't understand football. If you think I don't understand, I coached football. I coached football, I played football, I covered football. My knowledge of football is a lot better than most regular people. And again, I'm sitting next to a former professional right next to me. Miami was in field goal range right there. But Miami had burned 48 yards, but Miami had burned so much clock, not calling timeouts, that they were pressing at that point. Okay? They were pressing. And it was a 1st and 10 play. It was obviously, it was very, very disappointing for us as fans. But you have a guy that doesn't know his hot read. Whose fault is that? You blaming the quarterback? I mean, you go ahead and blame the quarterback all you want. I mean, these were not even close to what I saw from Marcel Reed versus South Carolina. Marcel Reed from South Carolina was just airmailing balls. Like, not even close. Like, these were not even close. His pick in the end zone was so egregious and bad that it made no sense. His pick right before the half, these were both right before the half, but his second pick right before the half, egregious and bad, horrible throw. Like, horrible throw. Just awful throw. And so you want to compare them, and then you go look at SMU. First pick that Carson Beck threw. I mean, if you're sitting here, this is what pisses me off about these stupid podcasts that don't know dick about football either. Oh, he had 2 picks against SMU. So fucking what? You really believe that first pick was on Carson Beck? I mean, if the ball hits my damn receiver in his fucking numbers on his chest, and he bobbles the ball into the air, and the DB intercepts it from him, well, I mean, my QB's being charged with a pick, but you can't be serious. Carson Beck was cruising at that point, has JoJo Trader wide open, hits him. If he just catches the ball, you cut back and possibly score a touchdown on that play. At the very least, getting 20, 25 yards. I mean, that play changed the whole damn game. It didn't even change how they were calling the game from that point on. Again, you had this bland offense that we were running versus Louisville, still bland versus SMU. Two bad pass defense team. Oh, not Louisville, but SMU, a terrible pass defense team. You're not throwing the ball deep on their ass. You're not trying them. You're not challenging them. That's coaching. That's not on the quarterback, man. And if you're not stretching them downfield ever, guess what? They're gonna just move guys into the box. And during the same time, we were just running the ball to the back of the line and hoping for shit to happen. Like it was just pathetic what was happening. And you guys blame Beck. The Malachi Tony play in overtime, you can blame Beck if you want to, but if you understand what a crossing route is, I mean, I hate to break. I'm not trying to disparage. I'm not saying anything. Look, I love Malachi Tony, but people make mistakes, and he made a mistake on that route because I'm gonna show you exactly what he did. That's a cross route. You go cross. I mean, if that's what Malachi Tony did, and if you watch it again, he drifted. It was like this almost. This one right here. Like he kind of went across and he started drifting into the end zone. The ball was thrown. He's not there. It's intercepted. DB cuts in front. It wasn't even that tough of a play for the DB because he ran he went off the route. And it is what it is. It sucks, but that's what happened. So if you guys are not on the same page, well, guess what? These things happen. Now, what I saw from Marcel Reed wasn't guys being on the same page. He's just making bad throws. So when you want to go look at Carson Beck and sit here and tell me, oh my God, Carson Beck, this, Carson Beck, that, well, Marcel Reed has a very, very similar stat line to Carson Beck in terms of yards, touchdowns, interceptions. Folks, Marcel Reed's touchdowns, 25. Carson Beck, 25. Marcel Reed's interceptions, 10. Carson Beck, 10. This guy wrote in his lengthy bullshit, Carson Beck threw 6 of his picks against Louisville and SMU. Well, Marcel Reed threw 2 versus LSU, 2 versus South Carolina, and 2 versus Texas. They lost to Texas. South Carolina got away with it. Okay. So what is the massive difference between these two quarterbacks that you're so petrified about Carson Beck? What you should be looking at is like, yo, we got a guy that we can give trouble to who has a tendency to throw interceptions. They have 10, but Carson Beck threw 6 of them in 2 games. And Marcel Reed has thrown 10 with 2 in 3 games. He's also thrown 1 in 4 other games. So in of his 12 games this year, he's thrown picks in 8 games. Carson Beck has thrown picks in 5 games. All right. Because Beck did throw 2 versus South Florida, and Miami won 49-12 in that game. Okay. Now, let's also keep this in perspective. Carson Beck threw for 3,072 yards. Marcel Reed threw for 2,932. Marcel Reed completes at a 61.8% clip. Carson Beck is at 74.7%. There's an accuracy difference with these two quarterbacks. Like, I mean, an efficiency and accuracy levels are like off the charts. Yes, you could say Marcel Reed can run the ball. He's run the ball for 466. He's their second leading rusher on the team. That's nothing otherworldly to me. I mean, that's something that, look, you just have to game plan it. Like we've game planned all these mobile quarterbacks this year. I mean, look at the mobile quarterbacks that Miami's played this year. Miami played CJ Carr, who's mobile. Played against Tommy Castellanos, mobile. DJ Lagway's mobile. Byron Brown is mobile. Kevin Jennings is mobile. Who else? Heinschel's mobile. CJ Bailey is mobile. And if you look at Miami's quarterbacks and how they've run the ball against Miami, so all these mobile quarterbacks that we played this year, I'll be real with you. The only one that ran the ball for more than 50 yards was Tommy Castellanos. It took him 16 carries. 57 yards rushing on 16 carries. I mean, that's not a great day running the ball for him. And Miami, for the most part, shut every mobile quarterback shut down. Could not run the ball. Now, did we struggle in a couple of games stopping the run? Yeah. Louisville, Isaac Brown kicked our ass. Virginia Tech, their back kicked our ass. The stretch plays gave us problems. Those same stretch plays, Pitt could not run on us. So I say this for a reason. And the comparison to quarterbacks, we got the better quarterback, man. We got the better quarterback. We got a quarterback that's been in these situations. We got the quarterback who has played in these crowds. I'm not, like, you think it bothers Carson Beck to play in front of 100,000 people in the SEC? Why? He's done it before. He's the perfect guy to have in this situation. He's the perfect guy for this situation for Miami. He's played in these crowds in front of these people. He's used to this type of environment on the road. Notice that we haven't really, I mean, SMU was an anomaly in my opinion because we were winning that game, and I really think that the way they called the game was tragically bad. But overall, he's played fine on the road. He kicked Pitt's ass, beat Virginia Tech on the road convincingly, went to Florida State, dominated. Like, these are road games that he dominated it. I mean, he was great. So end of the day, I look at these two quarterbacks. Marcel Reed's an athletic guy. He's athletic. He's talented. He's skilled. He's not accurate. He likes to play hero ball. You saw it versus South Carolina. You get pressure on him, he's gonna struggle. That's every quarterback. Like, when I see stuff about Happy Feet, there's no quarterback that wants to play with pressure on him the entire game. Like, Patrick Mahomes will fall if you pressure him the entire game. I mean, look, the offensive line got to do their job. Offensive line's got to do their job. Miami has an elite defensive line. Texas A&M has a pretty strong defensive line too. This whole thought of, they got all these sacks, great, and Miami gave up 10 sacks all year. What's your point? A&M's offense give 10 sacks. Like, these are two quarterbacks that have not been sacked a lot this year. They have not been under duress a lot this season. Neither of them have been under crazy pressure. Like, the picks that Carson Beck threw were not because of pressure. Outside of the one, I guess the hot read, I mean, majority of these picks were not due to pressure. So it's just an inaccurate statement when people say, "Oh, he gets Happy Feet." Like, and everyone's an expert now because they all watched him play at Georgia exactly 0 times. And when I seen people make some certain comments about how he was at Georgia, I'm like, dude, the guy was 13-0 at Georgia until the ACC and SEC championship game. And they lost by 3. And he didn't play poorly in that game against Alabama. That's by 3. And even the year they lost 41-34 to Alabama, they were down by a lot, and he brought them back, and they took a lead with 34-33. Like, he led them back. Like, you like this guy, and look, you got to understand the reality also is Carson Beck did not practice with this team. He'd not work with this team. He's brand new to this team. The receivers are brand new. Like, people make these comments about Miami. Look, man, we had 5 brand new wide receivers. 5 brand new wide receivers. We don't have anybody from last year back, really. I mean, JoJo Trader, please. Like, you have a brand new quarterback who hasn't taken spring snaps, didn't take summer snaps, got a couple of weeks of practice in the fall, and walked out there and beat Notre Dame in his first game. Like, he walked out there and beat Notre Dame in his first game, people. Like, that's special shit. That's special shit. Like, you played Notre Dame and went 20-30 for 205 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, and he hadn't taken but a couple of weeks of snaps with this team. A team that we had no idea what it had. But no idea what it had. And you found out. This is a guy that was 20-30, 22-24, 23-28, 20-27, 21-28, 18-24, 21-27, 27-32. This guy completes passes. Even in his bad games. His bad game, completion-wise, was the first game of this was against Florida, 56.7%. Otherwise, his next worst game was Notre Dame, 66.7, and then he had 68.4 against SMU. Hell, against Louisville, he was still 71.4% completion rate percentage. Still at 71.4. Like, this is what we're talking about here, people. Like, understand, like, this guy completes passes. And acting as if he's the problem, man. No, he ain't gonna be he won't be no. I'm not like the fact that you're worried about him. It just shows me that you just don't have any belief in him, and whatever has shaped your opinion of him, it ain't this year because you just listen to a bunch of national people say a bunch of dog shit stuff about this dude, and you've ridden with it. Okay, Marcel Reed is more athletic than Carson Beck. So what? How many games of this magnitude has Marcel Reed played in? You know, I can tell you, he played in one. He lost. Texas on the road last week, 2 weeks ago. He lost. That's the game that he's played in. That's of this level. Notre Dame beginning of the year, nah, that wasn't the same thing. It wasn't the same thing at all. In fact, against Notre Dame, he played like shit. If you want to be real, he played like shit. 17-37, that's trash. Do it for 360, great. 17-37 is garbage on any level of football. They won the game. Congratulations. I mean, 12-21 versus LSU. I mean, 16-26 against Florida. 13-23 against Mississippi State. This guy's got like 5 games under 60% completion. I'm telling you right now, he's easily he can be rattled. And this is him throwing bad passes in no pressure situations. Telling you right now, you got to watch this guy play. He's a good player. He's a talented player. He could absolutely slice and dice us, potentially. He has that ability. He also has the ability to look like Thomas Castellanos. And when I look at him, I look at a Thomas Castellanos type of player. I just see, that's what I see. You might tell me I'm crazy. And if you feel that way, cool. You feel however you want. I'm telling you right now, this guy reminds me of Thomas Castellanos. He's probably a little bit better than him, a little bit bigger than him. But realistically, he ain't better than Carson Beck. I promise you, he ain't better than Carson Beck. Carson Beck leads him in every flipping category that there is. Like every category. It's not remotely close. Carson Beck's been here. Marcel Reed ain't. I don't care this game is in Texas A&M. That's the only advantage they got. And if Miami jumps ahead like South Carolina did, A&M ain't coming back. Because Miami's got an elite defense. And Miami's not going to give up 31 points. Like, it's not going to happen. So I mean, if you have real interest in watching these two guys play, go watch Marcel Reed's games. Go watch his games. Because realistically, he's a good player. Is he a great player? No. He's not. He's not. He's a good player. He ain't a great player. And I'm telling you right now, if you ask me which quarterback would I want on my team for this game, I want Carson Beck all day. And that's not because I'm a Hurricane fan. It's because I watch football. It's because there's a guy who's been in these positions before and been successful. And there's a guy who's been in this position, never really been in this position, but the closest thing to it, he looked pretty bad. Now, could that all change on Saturday? Sure, it could. It's always a possibility. But I'm telling you right now, between the two of these guys, Carson Beck is a better player. Carson Beck is more polished. He's more experienced, and he doesn't make y'all. This post pissed me off because go watch Marcel Reed's game versus South Carolina, and I'm sure we can pull up the other ones. And I want to watch more of these games this week before I do my preview for the game. But I've watched their games, and he's a good player. But 61.8% in today's football is terrible. That means he misses on easy throws. He misses on easy throws, people. You miss on easy throws versus Miami, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it because Miami's defense isn't giving you an extra opportunity. You let Miami off the hook with some bad throws in easy situations. Miami's defense is going to make you pay for it. So y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave your comments, leave your thoughts. We are in game week, people. Hurricanes Unfiltered Live is tonight at 9 o'clock. I'll power through it. But I can't wait to do it tonight because I'm excited. We're ready to go. Let's get this thing going. Boy, let's go. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. This is Hurricanes Unfiltered, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.